Hello, and welcome to this breakout session of the Bricsys Digital Summit 2022, where we will learn how Bricsys solutions and Leica iCON can be connected and collaborative, building into a construction information network of tomorrow. We will learn how to connect the office and field for construction layout with Bricsys 24/7 cloud collaboration solution and Leica iCON field software and hardware that will allow you to increase your efficiency in the field by having all of the project information at your fingertips, combining with the easiest to use, most accurate construction layout solutions available. But before we dive in, allow us to introduce ourselves.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bricsys 2022 Summit. I'm Zuhal Mine. I'm a product engineer at Leica Geosystems since 2019. I'm based in Hardberg, Switzerland, and I joined the iCON team last May. Before joining Leica Geosystems, I was working as a BIM product specialist at Bricsys in Belgium for about 2 years.
And I'm Shana Regan, and I've worked at Leica Geosystems for over 18 years in a variety of technical, sales, and product-based roles. My career here has featured more than 5 years in technical support and over 6 years in account management. For the last 4 years, I've been working with the iCON solutions, and I am now a product manager based out of our factory in Switzerland. Before we start, we should talk about the world today and the various challenges and problems our customers face in the building construction industry on every project that they work on. The first challenge is that we still have data silos in construction. This topic is not new. In fact, we've been discussing this point for many years. And yes, within the construction industry, we have so many different processes and parties involved that it's really hard to be completely seamless with our data flow. But over the years, we have made great strides in trying to be more seamless in the planning and design stages, and also during the validation processes after we have built our stages on a project. But in the early stages and throughout the construction execution phase, we still see large gaps in the data flow, especially in how we communicate data between design teams, field crews, and project coordinators. And this really affects our path to full digitalization within the industry. We still hear many of the same problems and challenges today that we've heard for 10 years since we launched Leica iCON. Statements and questions such as, we should have put the formwork in place, but the design is awaiting for approval. The plan that the field crew are using is different from their project manager, a revisioning issue. That the plan is missing elements that they need, and they need additional data to be able to complete their tasks. Or that the design data is overstuffed, and how do they get just to the relevant parts that they need? Also, after we've built a stage of a project, there are also challenges when things go wrong. Like, why didn't we know about this issue beforehand? Or do we have the data to confirm how accurate we did the layout? Because this is our first real check of how the digital world will become real. But when we think about these problems in isolation, they may not seem big. But when we combine them, do we really think about the cost of this delay or the impact that this has on the project and the schedule? But then we confound this with two other major pain points in the industry. One, there is a lack of skilled labor within the construction industry and also coming into the industry. In fact, the average age of a construction worker in the US is approximately 42. When you compare this to software design, where the average age is 27, really starts to highlight the challenge we face as an industry. Plus, we have a generation leaving that are not able to pass on their construction knowledge, simply because there is no one to pass it on to. All of this has a direct negative impact on our journey to be more digital and profitable as an industry. But not only that, it has a direct impact on how the industry needs to continually adapt and evolve training and development programs to either renew or enhance the skills needed for construction. And it means that solution providers like Hexagon need to continually work with the industry to help develop and adapt office, cloud, and field-ready solution to help with the goal of completing projects on time and at least on budget. But what other issues do we face on our construction projects? I will now hand over to Zuhal, who will talk about project data flow and also some of the associated problems that we hear direct from our customers.
Thank you, Shane. In our perfect world, we have a design model that's pushed to central storage. There, it can be accessed by our field crews to use on site for layout, as-built, and verification tasks on site. Once these tasks are completed, then the recorded results and generated reports are loaded to the central storage. This highly reliable field information can then be analyzed to predict possible clashes and issues in later stages of the project, and also as an indicator to the success of the project performance and schedule. If necessary, the model can be updated based upon this information, and the revised model is then issued back to the site via the centralized storage for the next stage to begin with minimal issues. But does this really happen on projects? At the design stage, how do we manage revisions of our design data? How do we inform the relevant parties of the newest revisions? And how do we know the field crews are using the latest revisions? And next, do we use the most efficient transfer methods? For example, cloud, email, or USB? And do we actually use a centralized storage? Which one for the project is standardized? For example, Bricsys 24/7? And do we need to use more than one in case of client and subcontractors are using different solutions? At the construction stage, what happens to the data delivered? Is important information removed during data preparation? How are missing elements added to ensure task completion? Do we record all measurements in the field? Do we record layout points for QA, QC? Do we save the as-built checks and verification results? And do we generate results and reports from the field to prove task completion? Do we upload this information back to the central storage for progress tracking and decision making? Once we have the data to review, do we analyze the results to help predict impact on future stages? Layout results are our first true indicator for construction. As-built and verification results are a confirmation. How do we use millimeter accurate field results to help track project performance? Do we compare against the model or against the schedule? How can we use this information to minimize additional RFIs and feature rework? When do we use this information to update the model? Who has permission to update the model? Are they informed? How do we inform the relevant parties of the latest revision? Even with the problems and challenges we have outlined, the world is not all doom and gloom. We have the ability to address these challenges today that will also enable us to continue on our journey to a better, more connected digital future. First, we have a solution dedicated to construction and construction workflows. Celebrating our 10th anniversary, we still have the same goal today as we did then. To offer a solution where the construction-focused field software is at the core, that can connect to and utilize the industry related to cloud services and is fully supported by a wide range of sensors to ensure that field crews can complete their tasks on site with ease and efficiency. And the solution to the problems needs to be construction tailored, integrate into their systems and world, enhance workflows and deliverables, be straightforward to use without being complicated. And by collaborating and communicating with Bricsys and Bricsys 24/7, we can begin to solve some of the problems that we see in the market today. Let's take a look to see how this works. Here, we have our finished design, which can easily be uploaded to Bricsys 24/7. Clicking on the right panel gives me access to Bricsys 24/7 within Bricsys. With this access, we can easily transfer design data to an existing project. Here, you can also easily define the status of your model. In this case, the design is approved, and we can add a description for this file. And then I upload this file. Of course, we can also upload data directly to the Bricsys 24/7 cloud solution too. In this case, we will add a DWG, control points, and the layout points to our project. Once uploaded, we can send a notification to the field crew that all the files are ready. They will receive the notification by email, and with Bricsys 24/7 can start their tasks. Within the iCON field software, we access our cloud settings to enter the credentials for Bricsys 24/7. We then just need to authorize iCON to connect to our project and then return to the home menu. We are now ready to import our data. In the import screen, we select to add data, and here we in our Bricsys 24/7 project. We can now select the DWG, layout points, and then IFC we want to import. Previously imported data such as the control points will be grayed out, so we know not to import them a second time. Once imported, we can easily check that all the data is correct and proceed to our layout task. Once we have finished our layout task, in this case, the slab, we can create the reports and results needed back in the office. The first step will be to create the stakeout report. Here, we can create a PDF report that will include all of the information, including the deviations and tolerances for each point. We can see a preview of the report to check its completeness, and we are happy we can save it with an easily identifiable name for our project teams. The next step is to export a DXF of our layout points, later to be imported back into our Bricsys project. From the export menu, we can choose DXF and also directly access our Bricsys 24/7 project. Here, we will choose the field results folder. Again, we can give it an identifiable name for our project, teams, and then upload to Bricsys 24/7. Finally, we can upload a copy of our report that we created earlier in the same way, as this could also be used for archiving purposes. Another option within the iCON field software is our verification app. Connecting to a sensor, such as the MS60 multi-station, we can capture scans of our build objects and verify against the design directly in the field. The results are presented as a heat map showing in and out of tolerance areas. We can save this result as a new point cloud with the heat map colors as part of the process. Once complete, we can then export a copy of the new point cloud to Bricsys 24/7, exactly as we did previously. All our data is now ready for our design team. Back in the design office, we are now ready to import the field results to Bricsys. In the Bricsys 24/7 panel, we can right-click to download the layout DXF and verify the point cloud. First, we will import the DXF and see how the laid out points match against the design. Finally, we can reference the point cloud to our project. The point cloud is quickly processed, and now we can see where the deviations are on the slab. I will now hand back to Shane to take you through the rest of the presentation.
Thank you, Zuhal. And I hope everybody enjoyed seeing the office to field to office solution that we were able to offer with our partnership. But when we talk about being connected and collaborative, we need to also understand that by incorporating this workflow between Bricsys and Leica iCON, we're able to expand the ROI on projects for quicker payback and productivity. With digital layout solutions, we've always talked about how utilizing something such as a robotic layout solution helps give back people to projects. No longer do you need 3 or 4 people for a layout task. You can do it with one person. But it also allows you to lay out more points per day on a project. This helps reduce the cost per point. So not only do we gain productivity, but also with profitability. And we can do this with much greater accuracy than traditional methods that are used on many projects today. And by using a digital solution, it means that we have less errors and mistakes. And then when we combine it with our Bricsys solutions and Bricsys 24/7, we can also ensure that our field crews are working with the latest and most reliable design. That we can get the results back to the project and design teams for better decision making based on millimeter accurate true field data. If we use this correctly in our projects, then it means that we can have less conflict with our following trades because we can update the designs based upon this data as and when needed. This will lead to less RFIs and rework on a project because we know issues will happen, but this helps us catch them quicker and earlier in the project and therefore put in a good plan to solve those problems. And it also starts to give us an empowered workforce ready for the digital world tomorrow. This helps for construction companies to be more productive and to deliver their projects on time and at least on budget, helping also with profitability and also helping them to become more attractive as an employer to the younger generation that we are trying to recruit to the industry. But our collaboration doesn't just stop with Leica, iCON and Bricsys. We also have an integration for Leica Captivate, for the surveyors in construction who also work on the projects around the world with tasks such as pre-designed surveys, establishing control and maintaining the control. And also with our office software like Infinity, where data such as point clouds can be processed, but also we could do traverse adjustments, network adjustments for the projects to make sure that we always have the right data to use at the right time. But it is also our vision to not stop here. We see a digital future where not only can we send data and information between the field and the office, but we can also communicate data and information from solution to solution. A world where the surveyors and control teams can notify and send coordinates of control targets directly to the scanning team as soon as they are generated. A world where the scanning team can notify and send the right deviation results to the layout crews for marking on site. And where all parties are notified of new revisions and notify project members of the results and reports based upon the assigned work packages in the field. A world where digital truly means being connected and collaborative. With that, we have come to the end of our presentation. But if you would like to learn more about the integration between Bricsys 24/7 and iCON, or more about how Leica iCON Build could be used on projects, please scan the QR codes available, which will take you directly to our web pages with more information, and also link out to where you can see case studies, expert insights, and how-to videos. We would like to thank you very much for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the Bricsys Digital Summit. Thank you.